What's happening, good people? Thanks for stopping by one more time. Here we are again. It is Thursday, the 18th of January, and we're going to continue our assault on the 80s today. But first, I just wanted to show you something. A while back, I was making 90s sitcom music for Tracy May, who's a fellow YouTuber, commissioned me. And I want to just basically show you what she's been up to. So there's this video series that she just launched called Depression Nest. I'm going to get out the way and show you the intro sequence, which is the music that I wrote for her, which is pretty cool. So take a look.
Right now, it's a mind fuck. It's
This
weird
is Tracy's
because
channel.
like it's not like I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it. Does that make sense? Can't quit now. I started a whole YouTube series. Like,
we only 2 weeks into this damn thing, and I'm ready to give up.
There was a time my house was neat and so was I. I was thinner back then. I would go out with my friends, but somehow that's gone bye-bye. Now I look around. There are piles strewn about.
Yeah.
Is this dirty or clean? I'm finding out what it means. This is not just a house, it's a depression nest. I don't know how I got here. Depression nest, I don't know where to start. Depression nest, caving in on me. My life is simply falling apart. Depression nest.
All right. Woo! That's pretty cool.
What up, y'all?
Super retro. I love it. So yeah, thanks for having me and thanks for helping me do that. That was cool. Thank you very much. You can check out Tracy May's channel at Tracy May, and yeah, enjoy it. It's a new video series, and she's got like the whole 90s sitcom vibe, spoof vibe going. So thanks for that job, Tracy, and yeah, I think we'll see you at the next one, I guess. I'm gonna flip back into producer mode now. Starting with a blank slate, actually. I was doing a bit of admin on the kit. Basically, I just want to be able to play it and get some 80s sounds like very quickly and easily. And now what I'm going to do, I think, is do like a synthwave type style of music. As with all of these packs, I release the actual project files themselves. So by the end of this month, I'm going to release 10 of these packs, these Ableton Live projects. If you're into Ableton Live and you want to basically start from something other than scratch, like using a template, for example, this is like a template, but it actually contains the song itself. So it's the entire song. It's the project file for the music. You're welcome to mess around with it, use it, learn from it, and remix it, whatever. I'm open to suggestions. I release this type of Creative Commons music for the community. Check the link in the channel description if you want to download the free pack of stuff I've done so far. And also check out the link to Patreon if you want to become a regular supporter or purchase one of the packs in the store there. So, on to today's work. As you can see, I've got the dreaded blank slate in front of me. Now, I'm trying to think of, usually when I start these synthwave projects, I start with beats. I think today I might switch it up a bit and start with some chords, because I've been listening to some stuff today, some synthwave stuff, and it's kind of... It's affected me a little bit, put it that way. Some of the stuff is quite emotional, and it needs to come out. You know, that's one of the things about being a music composer, is that you need to find an outlet for it. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. There is a specific sound I'm going for, and I haven't quite found it by browsing the patches yet, but I'm going to circle back to it. For now, I'm just going to lay down some chords. And select a tempo. We did 2 quick ones this week, tracks 5 and 6, I think. Track 7, I'm going to slow it down a bit and try and make a more of a spacious beat, maybe including some triplets, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking of here is just write with me, feel with me. 132 BPM is the tempo that I'm feeling at the moment, so let's feel that out. 'Change the output of this from pre-master to master so I can get better latency. Okay, this piano really kind of sucks. Don't like it at all. Let's look for a E-piano pad in the instruments track. I know Wavetable's got some pretty cool sounding things. Let's go for piano and keys. Those are all those typical ones. I've heard those a million times. I'm not really into that. What about guitars, sampled guitar sounds? This might be a good option. Let's try it out. Shimmer pluck. So I'm going to get shimmer pluck into the list over here. And put too much reverb though, but it's heading in the right direction. Let's take a look at this device. Get the space down, shimmer down, and get the decay. Can be, that's getting there, yeah. I want it to have a louder sustain value. Yeah, now we're getting into synthwave territory. This is kind of what I'm after. So it's got a slow filter. Let's turn off filter 1. It's filter 2 I've turned off, okay? That's nice. It's got a bit of distortion to it, but it works. Okay, let's see. Maybe I could change the... It's got a lot of overdrive on it, so I'm doing a bit of sound design now. I'm going to try and figure out how to curate this sound. Now there's a driver, a shaper tool somewhere here in Wavetable. Where could it be hiding? Sub is on, oscillator 1, 2 echoes, OSR, unison shimmer. That's it. That's unison classic. Okay, let's try unison shimmer. I think some of these might sound a bit more like the dated sound I'm going for. Okay, and then we also got to get some voices up here. Poly 2, we want that to go up to 8. It's going to crunch my CPU, but anyway. Yeah, it's not actually allowing me to go that high. What if we took out the tube on the pan shifter? Okay, there we go. Definitely not working. Chorus is fine. Okay, so just kind of feeling this out. There's the shaper I was looking for. Okay, take the drive down and take that up. Now we're getting into this territory that I've been feeling today. Okay, nothing that cheesy, but I'm gonna feel this better if I put the beat together first. So let's do that. Are you someone who's into Ableton, and are you just hanging around, checking things out right now? Drop a comment. I love chatting to people while I work. That's the basics of it. So let's get that click going. 1. Gonna flip over to arrange session view. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just feeling this out. Okay, I've got some ideas on where to take this. Good. Okay, let's get the wavetable patch, should I say, locked down. And we can do that like this. it's the piano. Actually double that time. Then let the harmony be quite slow moving. Definitely not the right. Feeling like maybe some Pink Floyd type stuff where you shift down by semitones. So yeah, something a little bit more spacious like this. So let's just start with this kind of thing from an E to an E major, an E major to an E flat major. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't record. 3, 4. You can get some nice filtering effects on the wavetable. Here we go, with recording. There's the loop, so bring that in. Let's just work in loop mode for a bit. What is your Ableton story? Let me know what you're up to. If you're just joining in now, I enjoy chatting to people while I work. You're welcome to stop by and say hi. And I'll keep you in the loop for... I mean, this Creative Commons stuff I'm working on is time consuming, I won't lie. I do it for fun, and it is fun. And at the same time, sometimes I feel like I need to... get more back, but that's the wrong attitude. The point of this all is to benefit the community and myself as a byproduct. And I know that sounds like bullshit, but there's no sense in being a musician if you're just going to do it in your room on your own. Like, the satisfaction that you get, the ceiling is quite low, because after a little bit of time you're going to be better, and when you get better at something and you know something you're making is sounding dope, then you want to share it with people. So if you're not involving and enrolling people on that journey, if you're not like showing up for them, my 2 cents is that, pretty soon you're going to be like, just feeling pretty lonely about your work. So here's me showing up, and like I do every day at 2 p.m. UTC, that's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. And I'm making music for you guys, also for myself, but just want to connect with, other people like me, basically. So that sounds cool. If you sound like a cool person, then... If you are a cool person, then you're welcome to show up here. Trying to think, do motivational speaking, and at the same time do music composition. Challenge, filter, cut off. This is good. Okay, nice big. That's it, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. Okay, this is crunching the RAM. Okay, well let's just factor some of that in right now. I'm going to do mutate, but without as severe a resonance. So we're going to get mild mutation, and I'm going to lean on that. So first things first, let's get over to here, and I think you can do a last touch. No, you can't. Okay, MIDI control, no. Show all envelopes for this device. We want shimmer pluck, frequency shifter. That's the macro, I think. Yes. Is that the macro? I'm looking for a way to automate this process. There's some nice spam ringing me right now. What I want to do is show the modulation for mutate. So let's go to that and show modulation. It's called shimmer mutate. Okay, cool. And we're going to just do a straight up and down like that. But then let's just take it. How do I select the... There we go, cool. Now can I... Yes, you beauty. You beautiful program. Can a program be beautiful? Have your say in the chat. Can a program be beautiful? Can a computer be beautiful? Steve Jobs thought it could. This is just banal patter. That's quite nice. Except for the crunching. Okay. Good, kids. Okay, that's very horrible. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to decrunchify this stuff. Let's take off the EQ stuff. I think maybe just, yeah, like they suggest in the... They suggested in the help channels is just to remove the number of voices or lower the number of voices. That's helped immediately. Good. Cool. And then we got a nice slow sounding... Organic filter action. It's just happening on its own. I'm not doing anything. Look at that thing go. This is good. I like this all. Let us then just take the cutoff down a bit. Yeah, I see. Okay. Alright, how exciting. We just made something pretty much work on its own. Change that to sample. Okay. Okay, what we're looking for next is this stabs patch is good, but it's actually not really what I'm going for in this particular patch. Okay, what if we doubled up on that? Okay. What I'm doing is I'm making an 80s sounding piece of music. I've got to do 4 more before the end of the month. So wish me luck. I had an insight today using the arpeggiator, which I've got listed just right down over here. Using the arpeggiator, but then actually synchronizing it with the LFO. So at the moment, let's hear how this arpeggiator patch sounds. Here we go. I'm going to just switch over to it and play a note. Okay. Let's just do a straight operator and lose the delay so we can hear it cleanly. Auto pan off. It's also got some delay on it, I think. Where is it? In the sends, yes. Okay, good. Now let's do it in key. I think we're in the key of E major, so let's do it there. And we're going to do an E major 7. Okay, we've got too many, I think a bit too high on the steps. That's quite nice, and now we're approaching modular territory. Okay, good. Alright, now let's take it down to take it to up and down. Hear how that sounds? That's where we're going, yes. Up and down, okay. Now I'm gonna take a stab, if you'll excuse the pun, at just, yeah, I'm just gonna record a big fat E flat major chord. Sorry, E flat major 7 chord. Let's hear that. Here we go. Okay, that's fine. That's a good start. Get rid of that, and now we should have this in the ops. Let's edit it down. So firstly, make sure it's a super fat chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it should play back. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, please don't do this to me. We want the length to be 4 and it to be a loop. Okay, good. All of this can go all the way to the end. And now we just want to solo that out and hear how it sounds on its own. We're going for an 80s sound here, so it's got to have a lot of arps and synthwave patch. Now I think we got a bit too much glide on this because it's seems to be like pitch bending. Let's try a different different sound. We're gonna go for a sawtooth. That's most like 80s. Okay, good. We got a weird pitch bending sound on here. Not something I'm after. I want it to just be a clean. I mean, it's pretty cool, but I think it's maybe the attack. No, not the attack. Saw down. I wonder what's causing that crazy sound. Oh, there we go. Cool. All right, it's the LFO. Now the LFO, we're going to move from the pitch. We don't want it to affect the pitch at all, so we head over to the routing matrix here and make sure that it's only the filter that's being affected. And we can turn it into a sine, turn it into a triangle. Cool, and take it off all the oscillators and just affect the filter. So now we should have a filter which starts to create these kinds of sounds. This is what I'm after. Good. Okay, cool. Now we get to play around a bit more with this. I want to also add a good. This is quite nice. I like this. Good. Now we're approaching instrument. Now we're approaching the right territory. First things first. Let's get a macro and enter into map mode so I can edit the envelope of this. And what we want to do is just make sure that the sustain value, sorry, the decay value gets mapped. So maybe down here, attack decay, and same for the second oscillator. Decay value gets mapped to that. Cool. Exit map mode. Good. And now we can take the sustain value down of those both too. So we can literally chop it all the way off. Okay, that's good. Alright, so into sound design territory here for this pad. This I'm going to take it down 12. Let's see if this works. No, not working. That's interesting. So it took a while to catch up. That's what makes it so interesting. Okay, let's take that to 0. We don't want any distance to be covered. And this is the shimmer roll. So when we talk about shimmer, it's the sparkly sort of high end. Okay, let's take this and just take the feedback all the way down and turn it to a 6. How does it sound if I put it on a 6th? Not bad. Auto pan. That's quite cool. And we definitely now want the filter to be impacted as well. So what I'm going to do now is set the filter to have a lower frequency sometimes, and I want the LFO to impact that filter so that it comes up and down like that at a quicker rate. This is pretty cool. Sound design territory. Let's turn off the delay so we can hear things better, and also the okay, good. Also the auto pan. I'm going to turn off retrigger. That's interesting, and I'm going to sync it. So let's go to 1/16. Let's do it at a quarter of the rate. So now the arpeggiator is going at 1/16, and the filter is going at 1/4. So you should be able to hear. Let's just see here so quickly. Yeah, that's without the filter. I think the problem with the filter is that it's too slow, basically. Yeah. What I'm trying to do here is just create some nuance around how this arpeggiator comes and goes. It shouldn't be too constant like it is. It feels like it's constant now. And I like the apparent randomness of the arpeggiator. That's quite cool. I'm going to flip it back to autopan. If you're wearing headphones, you should hear some wonkiness on the side. Alright, cool. Let's get on with it though. So let's hear the whole track again. I do actually just want to finish this off because otherwise it's going to start to annoy me. I think it might be the way that we're routing it to the filter. Let's try a different routing. We take that down really slow. Because I'm doing some interesting stuff today. That's pretty cool. I love getting a chance to do interesting stuff. But unfortunately there's also a time limit, so let's listen. There we go, now we're getting there. And then we have to double this loop, and also you have to duplicate this loop and turn it into an E flat alongside the E. So all of that gets duplicated. Control D, thank you, and down a semitone. Nothing simpler. I'll change the length to 8, and now we should have a nice long ARP section which matches the chord progression. Get rid of that and play it again. Definitely in 80s land, that's good. Take the arps up. Feels like there's an attack. It's nicely positioned. I like the way it's positioned. Let's turn it to 9 repeats. I'm just messing around with the arpeggiator settings here. Okay, and the delay. Okay, we're getting into the right territory here. We've got the feeling of the track in place, so that's what's important. Let's head over to the bass and see how that sounds. This is bass playing live. Nice and simple. Clip. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Let's make sure everything's nice in place. And I'm going to just nudge this delay. A little bit of delay, and also we'll do it after the auto pan. And we're going to take that whole thing down, maybe take the frequency up a bit actually. I feel like I need to add a higher note here, so maybe like up to the third, just to majorize the whole thing a little bit. Yeah, you're gonna hear something a little different now. It's still too regular for me. Steps 5. The filters are doing most of the work here, I must be honest. They're giving it a real sense of there we go, now that's much better, and without that high attacking sound. Good, and I've also got a problem with the that's quite cool. We've got some different options for the rate. The snare is definitely not right, but we'll come back to that. Because of the arps are just meant to be a sort of texture, so let's leave it at that and take the overall operator sound down to 18, minus 18. Just give that a nice vibe there. Okay, now we want to just work on the snare real quick. Cool, I'll get out the way, you can see what I'm doing. If you're new to the stream or if you just joined, I'm making some 80s synthwave type music for this Ableton template, actually a full song, and at the end of this month I'll be giving away 10 of these packs in the via Patreon, for free via Patreon. So join in on Patreon. In the meantime, you'll get a notification once the packs are live, and you can download them and basically edit them however you like. Don't release them on Spotify, it just makes it hard for other people to work on, use them in their videos. So it's Creative Commons music, but with very few restrictions, copyright restrictions. And yeah, a gift to the community from me. Let's get a nice 80s snare going here. How many times have I searched for 80s snare? Got these same results. Okay, let's plug. I think that might be a good option, and I've already got it here, unsurprisingly. Good, now we've got to just get the right reverb. So hybrid reverb is the way to go. Hybrid reverb is going to give us a nice sounding verb on this snare. Let's give it a listen on its own. That's not the right one really. Size got to be huge. That's not actually the right one either. What we're looking for is some of it gets lost. We got to get a Phil Collins snare up in here. I think I might have one under my stuff. Just check it out. Trap drums, no. Is it a well, maybe a check snare. Nope, not really. One of the Game Boy samples have got anything. That might be a good option, seeing as it is literally just a generative waveform, sustained down. Good, and let's take the hybrid reverb I just included and stick that on the end of that snare and hear how that sounds. Not very good at all. Maybe hybrid reverb is the problem. Let's go with drums in a canyon. Nah, it's changing too much. Take out hybrid reverb and let's just look for a regular reverb. And listen to this. It's still giving it a bit of flavor, if that makes sense. I think maybe the sample is wrong. Let's go back to where would I find the correct sample? There's a nice snare in pretty much every single one of these folders has got snares. That's not really right. 707, the single hits, that's always tempting, but we've used that a lot. Just out of interest, let's try it out. Snare. I mean, that's the one I use for everything. It really is the right snare for the job, though. Let's just see if we can bring it to life a little bit. That's it. Resonance. Yeah, let's give it some drive. That's the right one, yeah. Nice hit. Okay. Cool, let's try that with the beats. Yeah, I mean, now we're halfway there, right? This is the sound of that 80s vibe. I'm tempted to just whip out the guitar and start playing now, but you gotta get a little further along, I think, before you can do that. Where are we in? E flat and E, huh? Give me a second layer. The key to this is the pitch bend wheel, which I've got on my left hand over here, like this. Let's include that. Let's give that a bash. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's risky because it's got so much of it's just dissonant, but it's definitely a bold move. That. Let's try this out. In fact, all we got to do is just remember the minimum value, which is going to be right about there somewhere, and let's take a one of these. Nice little triangle waveform. Can I invert it? How do I invert a triangle? You apparently don't. It's going to be quicker to just go like this. Let's do one of those. That meant to be right down here at the 5 mark. That's where we're going to be hitting the E flat note. So. Let's do it a bit quicker, and then a little bit, not all the way back up. That's a bit too, as you say, obvious. It's not nuanced enough to constitute what I would call good music, so let's leave it off for the last 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let the snare cut it off. 1, 2, 3. Let's adjust this automation curve to make it a bit more. Let's make it a bit smoother there. This is almost angelic. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Cool, that's a nice hit. I like that. So when I come across stuff like that, these little musical moments, I used to think, okay, now how can I pack these all into like one track? And now I'm like, that's it. That's the track. You've got the gimmick. You got whatever you want to call it, the hook, the thing worth talking about, and the rest of it is just the strong backing and conveying what genre you're in without being fancy. What do we got here? A pitch bend wheel that's slowly going down 1 semitone over a 4-bar period, and that's the gag. So now I just got to kind of structure the rest of the track around making that big moment happen where it comes in like da, da. And I'm happy. And I can also just layer this up with loads of pads and yeah, good. Now let's give I'm just feeling like the percussion is needing a bit of work. Big reverb there, that's good. Let's get the delay up, hear how that sounds. using this delay curve over here, I've minimized the initial hit. So as the synth drops, it doesn't go ding ding ding. You want it to go ding smoothly, so that's going to minimize that. Cool, and that's in the modulation, so that'll be copied to every time. I've write it to arrangement mode. Cool. Where are we going with this? Okay, so making some 80s music, making some 80s, not action I would say, but this is kind of like, I always think in terms of moments, like film moments. So this would be the moment where your hero is disorientated. So this has got a very disorienting feel. Here we go. It's heroic and angelic, but at the same time, like, we're a little bit in space, if you know what I mean. So maybe someone just took a bit too much peyote or something. I feel like that it could be improved on, but it's a job for whoever downloads this template and improves on it. This is pretty cool. I like this loop. Maybe we can I feel like just a touch of high-end percussion towards the end of this passage. Like that. Feel this percussion out. Okay, let's also do a closing fill on the snare. So one from here, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. One. This is actually you could call it a dubstep beat, like half time, should I say? From here? No. Yeah, how do I do that? I looped something. Huh. Okay, never mind. Just figured out something. So weird, I just figured out how to loop and unloop. Is there a keyboard mapping thing on here? L. This is strange, I've got some keyboard weird stuff happening that I don't understand. Okay, so from here though. There. Just that's it, yeah. Okay. And then we've got some closer vibes over here, so okay. The maracas up here. Yeah, let's do the snare again with the maracas. They're going to be the same. Oops. Take it up and can I? Oh no, I can't create a copy and move it up with the keyboard. No shortcuts for that. Just that little bit of top end there. That's nice. Okay. Okay. play the same role, these two parts, don't they? Alright, let's get a crash in there as usual. And the crash has now gone down to a gated version of itself, so we want this long crash for this one. Okay, we'll try that. 2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, good. Sorry, let's just get all of these guys longer and 100%. There we go. 2, 1. Diddle-diddle-dun. It's gonna annoy me. Don't do stuff that's too fancy. Here we go. This is quite epic. Okay, let's go for that. I'm gonna try 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's kind of what I was going for there, that little part I just recorded. Let's just quantize it to a 16th and see if it's solo out. Oh, beautiful. First time I got it. Sometimes that happens. Good. Alright, kids, making some 80s music, and this is the recipe to do that. First things first, I want to make this length up to 16, and I want to start it there so that it's at the final closing reaches of the entire sequence. And let's actually duplicate it so that that's going to be on the 8, sorry, on the 7. That must land over there, so it's going to be more like, sorry, after the 8, yeah, on the 8th. There we go, cool. And that whole thing is now also 1 bar out because we've started at the, there we go, it should be on the 9, on the 10 actually, you can see it's halfway there, yeah. Alright, let's hear this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Oh, sorry about the crunching. There we go, another crash would be good there. It actually makes a lot more sense writing this stuff in session view. Sorry about the crunching, dudes, I'll fix it. There we go, good. Good, so we got a good solid start on this track. Problem obviously just being the wavetable is giving me trouble because it's a hungry and fussy item. So it's not actually called piano anymore, it's called synth, because this is of course synth wave. And if there's a way for me to reduce this, that would be good. Maybe I could, sorry, what is it? Control comma for preferences. And we are currently running at 256 samples. That might actually be one of the issues. So let's zoot that up to nice